Hello, good evening, and welcome to the David Jones podcast, where we discuss a variety of topics ranging from business to relationships to politics as well. And this is the first episode, and you'll have to forgive me. I'm still working out the video editing software. So as you can see, I have my green screen in the background, and I will be working on changing that for future episodes, or I may just switch up the background altogether. But in particular, what I really want to talk about this evening was the HEALS Act. So basically, the HEALS Act is basically another stimulus plan for the country. As we all know, the initial basically the COVID-19 relief, it included a $1,200 payment for single individuals, and then it was $1,200 each for married couples, and then I believe an additional $200 to $300 per child. So this stimulus package is going to be a slightly reduced compared to the first one. So the first one, like I said, it was 1,200. So it's going to be 1,200 again, but I think that the reduction really lies in the unemployment benefits, where the unemployment benefit in the first plan, it was 600 per week. And now with the second, with this HEALS Act, in which they have until Friday to basically come to agreement on, because on August 7th, which is Friday, that's when Congress goes into recess. So they're trying to get this thing done before then. Hopefully they do. I know that there's a lot of families out there that they're dependent on this extra income during this time of need. And in particular, I really want to touch on how the basically I'm really this is not a this is not really a fact. This is really just my opinion that I'm giving now. And that is that the Democrats and the Republicans are in cahoots. I repeat, the Democrats and the Republicans are in cahoots. And this is why I think that. Because just from a numbers standpoint, now again, I don't know. I know that this is all adding debt to the overall the total debt that we have. I understand that. But they're asking people, you have to understand, the government is asking people to stay at home. The government is asking people to not, work in full capacity in their businesses. I'm seeing left and right. I live in the greater Illinois area. I've seen it's basically almost becoming a desert town, and it's scary to me, to be honest with you. There's like a lot of big retailers that are having store closing signs, for lease signs in the window, and really the only plan that, or the only relief that they have, is these benefits that are in the plans that Congress is voting on. So once you take that away, or you reduce it significantly, really, what are you asking people to do? So that's really what my biggest concern lies. Because basically, there was a report of a woman who was working. She owned a salon in Colorado, and basically she was facing jail time because this was before everything opened back up. But she was, basically still working because she has obligations, she has bills. So it's not easy for, if you're a small business owner, to just pack up your doors, close up your doors, and not go to work. That's not an easy thing to do. And then another I guess remedy for that was with the EIDL loans, the economic. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. As a matter of fact, have my staff look this up real quick. If you bear with me, I don't want to, give any misinformation. We want to be very efficient here on the David Jones podcast. I'm not even sure if that's going to be the name of the show, but just bear with me. This is all in the works. I might have to edit some of this out. But the EIDL loans. And also, what I want to touch on with that, a lot of you people that got this money for those loans, just please be careful, because the fine print of these loans have it detailed to where you really are uh not to use these funds for fixed assets. You're not supposed to use these funds for any basically these funds are to basically go into the working capital for your business. That includes things like your payroll. That includes things like uh day-to-day operating activities for your business. So I would not advise using that money to go and buy a car. I would not advise going and using that money to go and buy a property. That's an expansion, and that is literally in the fine print of the loan as a no-no. So just please be conscious of that. Be careful of that. And also with that, they have stipulations in there if you're trying to basically acquire another loan. Like, let's say for instance, if you're trying to get a buy a house and you need to finance, or if you want to get another car or something, you want to buy a car, you want to finance it, you're going to basically have to reach out to the SBA to get their permission, in a sense, in order to get that additional loan for that car, for that house. So they're basically saying that we're in line first for any other debt that you may have. And also be conscious, you have 30 years to pay it back. However, the first 12 months, you don't have to make a payment. So for the first 12 months of the loan, you don't have to make a payment. However, this is the big however, the interest is still acquiring. So please be conscious of that. So I mean, obviously, it's called the Economic Injury Disaster Loans. Thank you, staff. Thank you. I always, have to big up my staff. They always here for me. They hold it down. So, but with that being said, yeah, just please be conscious of that. Even with the Paycheck Protection Loan, please be conscious that a lot of the stipulations are still the same. So now back to what I was talking about with unemployment. If we just look at it just from a number standpoint, they went from 6 to 2. Think about that, 6 to 2. That's not even half. And I'm quite frankly, like I said, I'm concerned. Retail is basically going away. That's what I'm just basically just putting that out there. I just think that for whoever is behind the scenes, I don't have a name for them. If it's the Illuminati, I don't know who, but retail is gone. It's going away, and it's just so ironic that the 4 big tech companies had a hearing with Congress last week. It's kind of ironic, honestly, and it's like retail from the physical aspect of being in stores, being a place where you could go. Hey, if you wanted to go shopping, you would have to go to the mall, get in your car, go to the mall, and then hey, you might not know your size. So what were you able to do? You're able to go to the fitting room and try on your clothes. Go to the Foot Locker and try on your shoes. You can't do that anymore. Now you got to order it off of Amazon and hope that the fitting size chart is actually accurate. And half the time it's not. Trust me, it's not. Okay, I'm not a little guy. I'm 6 feet 2 and change. I can't fit extra large. A lot of times that's the biggest size they got. All right, so those days of going to the mall, they about to be over. I'm gonna miss it. I miss going to the show right now. I have it as like date night is what we're gonna do for date night. Go to the restaurant all the time. That's the only thing you can do now. Can't go to the movie no more. You can't go to the mall no more. What can you do? Please, if you in the comment section and you have a good date idea, put some good date ideas in the comment. I want to know those. But now I just really think it's ironic because the whole purpose of the big tech companies having a meeting with hearing with Congress last week was because they were trying to determine if our current antitrust laws were they basically strong and stable enough were they equipped to handle the practices of these companies? For example, Amazon, which everybody knows Amazon, everybody loves Amazon, but basically the capacity that Amazon works in, not only are they a digital retail, not digital retail, but it is digital retail, but a digital real estate space for merchants, but they also sell products themselves. Meaning, so for example, if you are a merchant on Amazon and you sell batteries, well, Amazon also sells batteries. So if you have Alexa and you just say, "Hey Alexa, I need some AA batteries," Alexa is going to respond. They're going to ask you, "Oh, would you like the Amazon AA batteries?" Now, you as a merchant, that's kind of unfair to you in a sense, because for one, you're paying Amazon monthly fees in order to sell your batteries on their website. And then when they have an opportunity to steer a customer your way, they're not steering it your way, they're steering it their way. And then they're taking that profit. So, in my opinion, the antitrust laws, which are designed to promote a fair competition in the marketplace, they aren't equipped for these big companies. Because another topic during the hearing was with Google. Before Google bought YouTube, like, yes, Google bought YouTube probably. Staff, when did Google buy? When did Google buy YouTube? We're working on that. We'll have to give us a little bit of time. But basically, the at the time, I believe Google was the number one search engine, and then YouTube was the second largest search engine. So they basically not only did not compete with them, but they acquired YouTube, which basically they got rid of their competition because they had the money to buy them. And one of the emails during the hearing, Mark Zuckerberg sent to one of his colleagues, and he basically dismissed this as a joke, as a joking manner, but he dismissed it and basically said, like, "Oh, I just wonder how long it's going to take for us to have enough money to buy Google." And it really wasn't in a joking manner. Honestly, I believe he was serious, because I mean, at the time, not only has Facebook acquired another in the same scenario. Facebook had a competitor named Instagram. We all know Instagram. So Facebook bought them. They were a competitor, and Facebook was able to buy them. So does that promote a competitive marketplace? If you have, and the thing is, it kind of is a catch-22, because if you do have a good business idea, you may have a good plan for business, and an exit strategy could be to license it or sell it in the end result. But if you're just the main company and you're buying every business that's in your space, that's not a competitive marketplace. So, and then also what I took away from the hearing was that a lot of these companies, they do employ a lot of people, and it's kind of almost a scenario that kind of reminds me of the banks during 2008, where they're about to be too big to fail. You know, again, as I mentioned earlier, retail is going away, and it's going away quickly. And it's not just because stores are obsolete and stores are, they have bad sales reps or something like that. It's just really because of the convenience of buying products online. If you look at, for example, I live close to Downers Grove. There's a very big Art Van store, like off Butterfield Road, and it's got a lot of nice furniture. It's very expensive, but they have nice furniture. But they have a store closing sign on their building, and part of the reason for that is because of Wayfair. Look at Wayfair and how convenient that is. I do some independent contracting for a company called Handy, and probably 9 out of the 10 jobs that I get on there is from Wayfair. Well, I haven't been doing it recently, but I did it in the past. But my point is, Wayfair is like very convenient. You can actually, they even have a tool to whereas if you have an empty room, you can see how the furniture or the fixture is going to fit in your space. Like you can do that on your phone. So just retail, we need to. I think that the whatever Congress is meeting on, they need to include a way to revitalize the retail space. That's just my opinion. And with that, I'm gonna probably be ending this video soon. So, like I said, in the comments section below, please comment what would be a good date idea. What's some creative date ideas that you guys have came up with during this time? Because a lot of the conventional means of going out, they've either been pulled back or eliminated altogether, like I said, for example, with the movie theaters. So just give me an example below in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.